Out of the Draglands. Out of the Draglands.
All right, let's do it again. We are back for episode 6 of Out of the Draglands, where we review Into the Draglands, which is currently airing on WERRRK.com's YouTube channel. I am Yayah the artist.
And I'm Roselia Valentine. And this is an extra special podcast. I literally just got off the airplane coming back from Mexico, and we didn't want to let our rosebuds down and our Yayah-nators down. So we came straight to the studio, luggage still in the car, and we are recording episode 6 at the movies. Only in the movies.
Only in the movies.
Only in the movies.
Yeah.
I like that the episode started off with like the little Regal Cinema concession stand intro. That was a nice touch.
Yeah,
Love
I'm
that.
surprised Helen hasn't gotten flagged for that yet, but it was cute.
Not yet.
I mean, it'll happen.
Not even. The production of this episode was cool. I love that she was having a little bit of fun by throwing that in there.
Yeah. So yeah, this is only in the movies. At the beginning of the episode, we've got Deja Skye and Helen kind of going over the criteria. So basically, they were looking to see if you resembled the character from the movie, if the music coordinated with the movie, not necessarily a song from the movie, but just something that kind of connected. They were looking to see if we were acting through the lip sync and acting with our bodies, and if we were committed to the character. So we're going to kind of go along with that criteria as we review the episode.
Now, this is a spoiler alert, obviously, if you haven't watched the episode. We are at top 5 at this point going into this episode, and this episode ends with a shocking elimination.
It wasn't that shocking.
It was shocking. I was shocked.
Let's get there later.
I'm just saying. No. The reason I'm saying that is because this is another episode where we see where nobody does inherently bad. It's just a matter of who is edging out who, because the points are very little in between.
You're sounding a little biased. I'm gonna need you to take it down a notch.
Okay, fine. Then we'll just get right into the performers.
Yes, let's.
We start off the episode with our secret 9th contestant, Brenda Ova, doing Beetlejuice.
And I loved this. My only qualm with it was I felt, as much as I liked the look, it didn't read Beetlejuice right away. I believe the hair was sprayed green or was lightly tinted green. If the hair had been more deliberately green and the costume was a little heavier on the pinstripes, I think it would have been a more immediate connection. But once we got the like Beetlejuice intro, it clicked. I didn't have to think that hard. Brenda doesn't do a song from the movie, but the song that she did choose was like a reference to Beetlejuice. So it made sense to me. I liked it. The dialogue was fine.
The dialogue was good. And also like I screamed. There was a part when like the editing of the episode kind of like did like a really close zoom on Brenda's face and like it did a sound effect and changed like the filter on the screen, and like I was like, ooh, they got budget. It scared me. It was good. Oh my God. And what I want to say about the performance here is that it's so cool, like seeing Brenda really take all the judges' critiques week after week and really apply them. This number was so controlled, and it just felt like Brenda was present. And I loved it. I love just watching her like fully dive into the song and just have so much fun. It was really cool.
And I don't know if it's so much Brenda taking the critiques every week, because I mean, I think she's doing that, but I think she also just got warmed up as she was going and more in her element and a little more comfortable, and then taking the judges' critiques as well. She's definitely the person in the competition who has grown the most with each episode.
Yeah. And she did mention in the confessional that this was already a number in her repertoire, so she's used to it. I think she did have to do like some tweaking to make it fit the challenge. So for the contestants, we were given the criteria that we had to splice a snippet of the movie either at the beginning or in the middle of the song. So I don't know if her original Beetlejuice had the Beetlejuice dialogue in it, but it definitely had it for this challenge because it was needed.
Right.
But it was an all-around good performance.
Yeah, this was successful for me.
Great job, Brenda.
Totally.
I just have to echo what you said about the look. When I see black and white pinstripes, I do immediately think Beetlejuice, but I don't think it's like grandiose enough in this costume to like fully give me like that.
And they were like thin stripes. If they were bigger, chunkier stripes,
I feel like it was almost kind of like a nod to Beetlejuice when we look at just the look.
I'm okay with that. Outside of the competition, I'm okay with that. For the competition, I think you got to be a little more obvious.
Yeah,
but
we've said it before.
And I think we had that same critique for Brenda on a previous challenge, where they like reinterpreted something.
The last week's episode, the Join the Dark Side. No,
what was the one before that? Fired Up. I don't know.
She did well on Fired Up.
Yeah, Brenda's done really well.
And moving on to our next performer, we have, according to Helen Heels, the queen of the looks this season. She is Elena Roberts, serving up looks. And she did Barbra Streisand from the movie Nuts.
Haven't seen that one.
Well, that was a great movie because the judging this episode was indeed Nuts.
Roselia.
Yes, babe. Sorry.
Okay. No. I'm gonna let me start because you're gonna be mean, so I'll be nice.
Okay.
I like Elena in this wig. This is a cute wig.
This wig was laid.
The makeup was really soft and pretty this episode. I like the method character choice of the costuming. I don't like the no shoes situation. I would like the no shoe situation if she wasn't wearing tights, but she had like chicken tender toes. So I wasn't feeling that. And we had that conversation before she went on because we were all filming together that day. And I looked at her and I said, "Are you wearing shoes?" And she was like, not sure. And she had brought a couple options. And then Roselia let her try on some Crocs. And I guess the final consensus was just barefoot.
And then Yayah was like, "Oh, girl, where are these pearls? Where are these pearls?"
Oh, my God. Here, let me put blood on your face. No. So, I mean, the look, it was method. It was the character.
I do also want to say, full disclosure, I don't know this movie.
Yeah.
So, I was kind of relying on... When the dialogue happens, I've heard that snippet before. I feel like that's kind of maybe like a drag staple. I maybe
You're lying.
No, I swear.
I've never
maybe not a staple
ever heard any drag queen ever reference the movie Nuts.
You know what? Hold on.
That's fucking obscure as shit.
Hold on. Maybe it was Elena who I've seen do this number in the past.
Yeah,
maybe
checks out.
Maybe it's coming back to me. Either way, I've definitely heard this dialogue. I have not seen this movie.
Shut up.
I swear I have. I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard this dialogue.
You're lying.
I watched it on the plane here. I swear to you.
God. You don't tell me anything. We will talk before as we're watching the episode, and Roselia will be like, "Yeah, I don't know what's happening," and then she'll go back and like rewatch stuff and check references.
Well, yeah, I do. I am sorry that I do my job.
Yeah, but then you don't check back in with me, so
I'm sorry.
Then I look like a jackass on this podcast.
One of us is currently free of employment right now and has a lot of time to fact check.
Well, you're free from the competition, so.
Oh my God. Going back into our current contestant, Elena.
The lip sync was super tight.
It was the tightest.
I will say, I was checking my watch because it did feel a little long.
Right.
And the song choice was weird.
The song choice, again, I don't know this movie, but for me, I felt like I Put a Spell on You made more sense with her witch number last week than this week.
Right.
And I don't.
Well, and the dialogue that she chose didn't have anything to do with like a literal spell. I don't know. I was confused. Maybe it's because I'm uncultured and I've never seen Nuts starring Barbra Streisand.
Well, all the comments on the YouTube video that I pulled up said Barbra Streisand was robbed. She should have won an Oscar even though she wasn't nominated. She should have been nominated and she should have won. So maybe we should watch it. The look wasn't, anything super, grandiose, and the no shoe was a choice that I personally don't agree with. I mean, you've already heard my opinions kind of like on the hands and now I guess the feet. So I just feel like maybe kind of tailor the reference to still be drag and fit the kind of look that you want to go for to reference this character is the only critique I would give, because I know how it is when you have a really specific look that you want to go for. It becomes kind of the job of the drag performer to tweak it so that way it can still be drag, and that's all I really want to say about the look. The hair was good though. The hair I loved.
She looked like Becca.
Oh, the hair is kind of Becca.
Yeah,
like when she
Becca.
is a mismatch. It was giving mismatch.
Yes.
And I feel like the critiques, we didn't really talk about the critiques for Brenda, but I feel the critiques all episode long are very all over the place. I can't put a
They were
finger.
harsh on everybody.
I can't put a finger. Watching this episode, I couldn't tell who was actually doing well.
And I
who
felt like
wasn't.
they kind of went in on Elena.
They went in.
They
sure did.
So with that being said, let's move on and we'll talk about that more when we get to the scorecard.
Moving on, after Miss Elena Roberts is the one, the only, the sensational Russellia Valentine. The moment you've all been waiting for.
This is the performance where everyone goes to the bar and gets their drink and takes their bathroom break and then runs outside for a smoke.
I was about to say, Yayah, why don't you start and tell me how you felt about this number, but you didn't have to go that deep, girl.
No, okay.
Well, hold on.
Here's some
Wait.
background. No.
Because I didn't say what song I'm doing. I said it for all the other performers so far. So Roselia Valentine doing Wayne's World.
I think it's psychotic that you're referring to yourself in the third person.
Well, no, I'm just going by what's in the notes. Roselia Valentine, me, myself, did Wayne's World. Okay. How about that?
Okay. As which character and what was your song?
So I did Tia Carrere's character of Cassandra in Wayne's World, and I did Why You Want to Break My Heart, which is a song that Cassandra plays, or Tia Carrere plays and sings in this movie. So it is directly from the movie.
Yes. So
I want to hear Yayah's opinions first, her feedback, and then I'll go ahead.
What breaks my heart about this, and some background info, is that before we went and filmed the competition, this was the number you were the most excited and prepared for.
This was like the first number I like put down on paper.
You scouted all of California for that guitar.
That pink guitar.
You got that look together. You were walking around the apartment in that look, holding that guitar for days. It was getting weird. And so to me, I was like, okay, this is going to be the challenge where she sweeps. And that was not the case.
Oh, you got me emotional.
Don't be emotional.
Keep going. You're good. You're good.
So I like the concept of the number.
Yeah.
I wish you had referenced the film somehow in the beginning of the number, because as much as this is a character from Wayne's World and it's a performance from Wayne's World, it's kind of like a more obscure moment from Wayne's World. And even for Cassandra, she has another number, Ballroom Blitz.
Yeah, which is more
that
iconic.
is probably more iconic. But if you had like come in and you had the like Wayne's World intro, it would have clicked so much more. But you came in doing the song and the judges panel was a little lost.
Yeah.
As a viewer, it's hard to
you can be honest. You can be honest.
It's hard to be not biased because I knew what it was before you did it. But I think if I was watching it bareback, I would have also been like, I don't get the reference.
Yeah.
And then you waited a hot minute for the dialogue to come in. I think if all of that had just been closer to the beginning of the number, it could have saved you. But there was just a lot of time where the viewers and the judges were having to like figure out what was happening.
I get that.
Your guitar playing though was on fucking point.
Thank you.
Like for you to lip sync,
acting with my body, baby,
and for you to like
Finger
guitar sync, that was really good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That was like some of the best false instrumentation I've seen.
Well, yeah, I just didn't want it to look super duper like cheesy and fake. I really. So now I'm gonna go ahead and give like my thoughts and opinions on it, because I completely agree with what the judges said and what you're saying, Yayah, about how if the dialogue from the movie were closer to the beginning, it would have helped the audience a lot. I don't want to put blame on production at all with what I'm about to say, because this is on me. But when I read the note, the kind of criteria that we were going for, that we were given as the contestants, it said specifically your dialogue has to be in the beginning or in the middle. It cannot be a mix. Like, you can't be like going in and out of, dialogue music.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
And so hearing you like saying like, oh, the Wayne's World intro at the very beginning and then going into your song would have been good. That is a great point, but technically I wouldn't have been able to really do that because I can't do dialogue.
Well, Brenda did that. Brenda started off with
she did, huh?
the Beetlejuice chant and then did the song and still had dialogue.
Yeah.
So it was a 3-part mix. So I guess Brenda kind of broke the rules there.
Maybe I'm misremembering the notes. I
think that was the note.
What I'm saying here, because the way I read it and interpreted the notes that we were given as our criteria, was that it can't not be like some superfluous mix where it's just going in and out of movie and song and becomes almost too chaotic. That's how I understood it. So,
I wonder though if someone had constructed like a more complex mix and it came across really smart, if they would have been praised for it or judged lower, because as they told us that, but it's not on the
it's not on the judges.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think the judges would have been able to penalize on that. Either way, I do love what you're saying about had it started with like the Wayne's World intro, it would have been a wrap. There would be no question about the number because the audience would have known right away what movie I'm doing.
Yeah, and if you ever did like redo this, and I don't know if you're like traumatized and never want to do it again, I would do it like starting with the Wayne's World intro, going into Why You Want to Break My Heart, do your dialogue, then go into Ballroom Blitz. Because that would have more like flow.
It'd have more life. But again, the reason I didn't do it for this number, like any mix of
it's
any
because
kind,
we were restricted.
Told, use your song, use your dialogue from the movie, get off stage.
Yeah.
But what you were saying about like the pride that I had in this number is right, because even before ITD, this was a number that I had in the works. I want to say even like for years.
No, since I've known you almost, you've always talked about doing a number with a guitar and a microphone.
For Tia Carrere from Wayne's World, because I love this movie. It was one of those movies that I saw as a teenager when, you're still like absorbing references as to who you're going to be. And Wayne's World was one of those movies that really got me kind of into the rock genre of music, if you want to say, even though it's kind of dad rock, the music they reference in there, but it helped me get into that kind of music overall. So it was definitely a stepping stone in my childhood, which is why I wanted to do it for ITD, to really finally get this number together after wanting to do it for years.
Yeah.
I was nervous. Going into this episode. I felt in the pit of my stomach, like the week leading up to this episode, that I was going to be the next to be eliminated. I felt it coming. It was
Have you
so
felt
weird.
that before?
I did not. I never.
So for me, every week when it's about time for my number to start, I get that feeling, that like sick in your stomach, like you want to look away, you don't want to watch. I feel that every single week.
I never felt that. And Roselia was such a bitch. She texted me. She's like, "You feeling nervous now, ain't ya?" I was like, "Fuck." Sorry, we went like on a super long tangent about like the whole like behind the.
Yeah, but I mean, we touched what we needed to touch on. We can move on and come back.
Moving on, we have Claire Doe doing Ex Machina. Oh, so they knew Nuts and they knew Ex Machina, but they don't get Wayne's World. Okay.
I loved this costume, except that her hair was sticking out the back of her swim cap. Didn't love that.
Swim cap.
Baby, that was a stone swim cap. Tell me otherwise.
Not a swim cap. I like the look.
It was cute.
It was ambitious. It was something I hadn't seen Claire do. It was really cute.
Yeah, exactly. It was something I hadn't seen. I was excited for it. It was a weird choice to do Plastic Doll as a robot.
Yeah.
Because Ava is not a
plastic doll. She has
and there's so many robot songs, and I'm like, you could have done
Fembot. I'm thinking
Fembot by Robin, Human Being by Robin. You could do Bionic by Christina Aguilera.
Hold up. Human Being would have been sick. That's
there was
a
million options, but I'm not mad about the song choice.
She made the monsters happy with Plastic Doll. Given some
the little monsters have been getting fed all season.
Yes, they have.
Yeah,
I know that's right.
So yeah, I didn't hate the song choice. It was a little weird, but I can let it go. The dialogue, I felt like her lip sync was a little wonky.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
I think they did.
No, they didn't. Taryn
did.
was like, your lip sync was so tight and perfect. And I was a little confused by that because it wasn't.
The number overall, even though Plastic Doll wouldn't have been my first go-to song to do for this, was still really good overall. And you know what? Shout out to season 1 royalty Clive Max, who was an editor of this episode, because the editing on Claire's number was so cool. I loved
really
it.
Cool. Yeah.
Loved it. This was definitely one of Claire's shining moments in the competition. And that's really cool with top 5. So you like really have to show out, especially because, you know, the wrong movie will get you home.
Yeah. And the same note I had for Elena, I share for Claire, was it felt really long. And maybe I'm just impatient as a viewer and an audience member.
I don't feel like this one was so
long. I don't know.
Okay, now, obviously I don't know what it was like for the judges panel, but I feel like the judges didn't ask Claire outright after her number, what movie was this? And I think the reason why...
Because they did not know.
No. Well, they obviously didn't know my movie, and they asked me what it was. But what I'm saying is, they probably didn't ask Claire what her movie was because they saw she was a robot. And I swear to God, every single judge on that panel, all 4 of them, probably thought of a different robot movie. But nobody said anything. They probably just thought, oh yeah, she's doing iRobot with Will Smith or something. I don't know.
Though.
Because, listen,
But I'll give that to her. It is such a blanket thing that... It could apply to different. It could have, yeah.
But real talk, I do like the movie Ex Machina. There is no way in hell I would have guessed Ex Machina, even with the dialogue. I've only seen it once, but I wouldn't just look at this and be like, oh yeah, Ex Machina. The last performer of the evening is Yayah doing Bridesmaids, and I mean, yeah, Yayah's good. We get it. What can we say? She popped her pussy on the number again.
It's getting boring for me.
It's getting boring for me too. We're all bored. Yeah, Team Yayah, I guess.
Literally everyone like texted me too after this episode. They're like, I guess we're Team Yayah now. Telling me that in the club. I'm like,
but yeah, doing the what's the name of the song again?
Hold On
by Wilson Phillips. That's what it is. Obviously it's tied to Bridesmaids. Nobody in the movie sings it or plays it on guitar.
Are you nuts?
Do they sing it?
Literally at the end of the movie, Wilson Phillips comes to the wedding and sings the song.
I'm saying Kristen Wiig doesn't sing it. None of the acts.
Sing
Anywho, this number was good. You know, I like
this. Was also like you said how you wanted to do your Tia Carrere mix for a long time. I've wanted to do Bridesmaids mix for a long time.
It's truly Yayah's favorite movie. We've seen it a million times.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie.
There.
It's like one of my favorite comedies.
Yeah. The number was good. The hair was, you know, dragged out. Kristen Wiig's hair does not look like this.
So that was my concern with this, is like my look was a nod to the purple bridal dresses that they wear at the end of the movie. Obviously, if I came out there giving Kristen Wiig, it would be terrible. I can't do flat hair. If I had just done like a simple plain Kristen Wiig look, it would have been hideous. So I had to drag it out a little bit.
And that's what we said earlier. You know, you have to find that balance of still giving the reference to the movie, but still doing drag. You have to figure out how you can make those two things coalesce and meet in the middle. The lip sync was spot on. Your music, okay, so I think Pocket mentioned it in the critiques, but like your musicality is just crazy. You were like hitting the drums, you were hitting like all the backup vocals, and then the lip sync for the dialogue
with the berets
had me enraged. I was foaming at the mouth even.
Well, I loved that because as I was coming through the mezzanine,
it was so
looking
good.
down at the judges panel before coming on stage, from like a bird's eye view, I could see Helen and Faye with their berets, and I remember looking to Alpha and just being like, yeah, I got it in the bag. They're wearing berets and her name's Helen.
And then they even edited like that snippet of when you say, what are you gonna do? Ride around Paris with your baguettes and fucking berets? And then it just cuts to Helen and Faye turning to look at each other in the same beret, same wig. So it was one of those.
It just fell into place.
It was one of those challenges where it was just written in the stars that Yayah was gonna win it yet again, and we were all gonna be fighting for second.
So that's 3 challenge wins for me thus far.
If I'm gonna be for real, girl, just about the look. I don't
My
know.
look?
Yeah, about your look.
Oh,
Something just, I don't know what it was. Something just didn't fully connect to me. I this is gonna be the worst critique I've ever given in my life. You know what it is? I just don't think purple is your color. There's something
that's so mean.
No, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like when I look at you in this look, something's just off about it, and I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is, dude. I really
I'm
don't.
Disgusted by you.
I really. No, I was gonna say maybe it's a mixing of the fabrics of like the silk dress with the organza sleeves.
That's weird. That's weird.
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what it is. There's just something about the look.
Is it the gold necklace?
I'm wondering maybe
you can't just say something like that and not have the answer.
Maybe
to your
it was
own
a hair
question.
and makeup with the dress, and I know that you're doing Kristen Wiig, so like you have to stay within that frame of reference.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'll say in the real world, if I was gonna like come up with a gown and a hair concept, that pairing would never happen. Stylistically, I would never go that route unless it was a character reference.
I get that.
Like the wavy, beachy, blonde hair with like that gown is horrible. I agree. I don't like that look. But like it was my way of nodding the character without being the character.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, and
because if I were gonna wear that gown as Yayah, I'd probably pair it with like a giant purple updo. Or I
think it was a sash that you like tied around the waist.
You told me to do that.
Did I tell you?
Yeah, you told me to do that.
Did you also wear the pearls?
I did not wear the pearls. I wore a gold necklace.
I don't know. No, well, no.
I almost put a belt on, and you were like, "No, wear the sash."
Well, here's the thing. Yes, I agree. The sash would have ties it in a little bit better, but there's like a finishing touch on the sash that's like missing, like where the bow or where the knot where the sash is tied at, maybe something on it.
I wish I had made it longer. That way I could have actually put it in like a bow.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm sorry. We've gone on about it too long. Sorry. It's not my favorite look of yours, and that's okay.
So you think I'm ugly and not talented?
Well, clearly.
And boring.
And clearly not, because going into the scorecard, the winner of the episode, shocker, is Miss Yayah.
Next, who's second?
In second place, we have Elena Roberts with 82 points.
I disagree.
I was a little shocked.
Well, and okay, I disagreed because I felt like the judges
they went in.
They
went on her the hardest.
I had this preconceived notion based on what the judges said that Elena would place in the bottom. So for Elena to be in second place, I was a little shocked.
It was shocking
because it was an obscure movie reference. It was a method character choice that was very simple costuming. So as much as I appreciate everything that went into it, I didn't necessarily think it was going to place in the top.
Same, and
it wasn't bad. There was nothing about this that was bad.
Especially hearing the judges go in on her the hardest out of everyone this episode.
Yep. And that's why it was so jarring for me.
Was shocked to see her in second. I wasn't saying she should have gone home this episode.
No, absolutely not.
But I don't know if second place is where I would have ranked it. In third place, we have Claire Doe with 76 points. This is now Claire Doe's second time in the top 3.
I also disagree with that.
I don't disagree with it, actually. I don't.
To me, because then next is Brenda.
Next, technically, we have our bottom 2, which is Brenda Ova and me, Roselia Valentine, to see who is going to be in fourth place safe.
So I think my scorecard would have gone me, Brenda.
Yeah, same. I thought Brenda killed it.
Claire. So I guess I do agree with
Yeah,
Claire in third place.
Claire's third place is correct
And then
by all accounts.
you and Elena in the bottom. And
Yeah.
I still would have sent you home,
Wow.
but
We haven't even gotten there yet. Well, anyway, fourth place and safe is Brenda Ova, meaning that fifth place eliminated is me, Roselia Valentine.
And we were shocked.
We
I
were
think
shocked.
I was more upset about it than you were, though.
I was in shock. What hurt the most seeing the scorecard was Claire Doe in third place with 76 points. Again, deserved. Brenda Ova with 73 points. Me with 72 points. Another case where everything just kind of was rubbed out by a point.
Yep. And like you said earlier, I don't think it was because your number was bad.
Everyone
I
else
think
just
it was the
hit
way
the mark
your
better.
mix was designed.
Yeah.
It didn't serve you.
Yeah, and everyone else's movie song definitely hit their respective mark better. Yeah, I was definitely shocked to see myself. Well, I wasn't like shocked to see myself go home. I did mention earlier I kind of already had like a premonition, and I already gotten used to the feeling of like, if I go home, it's fine. I knew what I signed up for. Me signing up to do Into the Draglands was by no means a guarantee of winning Into the Draglands.
Yeah.
Because there were 8 other competitors and we all had a first shot at it. You know, of course I wanted to win, but I'm not going to say I had to win. Like, this was my show to win. So yeah, you know, I'm used to losing. I have the world record of second places. Yayah, you've beat me in like every competition we've done.
You didn't get second place on this one.
Right. I got fifth place. That one actually was like a kick in the balls, a kick in the tuck. You know, at the end of the day, I wasn't super bummed about being eliminated on this number just because I was really proud of how much work I put into it. And I still stand by my number. I liked it a lot. The only thing I would have changed if I could was maybe the mixing, as you mentioned. But, you know, what's done is done.
Yep, it's the name of the game.
It's the name of the game. That's my penalty for trying to be smart and doing something from my childhood. Oh my God, look, I loved Wayne's World. No, I should have just done something much more simple and something much more, I don't know.
I think you could have still done Wayne's World. You should have just done your mix different.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. Well, I guess we'll never know, huh? Well, there you go. So top 4 is now Yayah the artist, Elena Roberts, Claire Doe, and Brenda Ova. At this point, Yayah has 3 wins. Elena Roberts has 1 win. Brenda Ova and Claire Doe have no respective wins as of yet. So whoever's going into the top 3, if it's going to be one of those 2 gals without a win, y'all need to step it up.
Yup. I'm the front runner. That's something weird. I didn't think that was going to be the case.
Yeah, me neither, honestly. I didn't think I was going to be eliminated.
Because as we were filming, like, I knew I was doing well, but I don't know. I wasn't super confident because I came into this competition after not doing drag for like a year and a half. So I came in really rusty and not at the top of my game. I had gained like 30 pounds going into this. So everything I owned like didn't fit. So I had to alter everything. I felt like shit. I was really self-conscious.
Oh.
So I'm like surprised to see me doing as well as I am. Because if I was at the top of my game,
No. I think that's unfair. I mean, you know, the pandemic had a toll on everybody, and so it's like it's not fair to think like equating you gaining 30 pounds as like you not being at your prime anymore.
I'm not saying that it was the weight that like made me not in my prime. It was the year and a half of not doing drag that was the big problem. The weight thing was just another thing that threw me because it was like, great, now I have to remake all these costumes.
Yeah, Yayah was stressed the week
because I was just sewing nonstop.
Yeah, just fixing and altering and getting all the pieces together. Yeah, this whole experience has been really fun. You know, being eliminated did kind of hurt a little bit. It hurt a lot. I actually had to run away to Mexico for a week. Helen made me really upset that I had to like just take some R&R and get away from it all and kind of regroup. No, I'm kidding. I was on vacation, but so But that's not the end of the episode, Yayah. What we get post credits, post tears, is Deja Sky coming out of the men's restroom.
Not the men's room.
Well, she came out of the men's restroom, bitch. That's where she came out of. I'm just stating facts here. And she says, "No, Helen, you're fucking wrong. I've seen this show. I know what needs to be done." The editing was a little bit weird here.
I was confused, and she didn't say that.
She said, huh?
She did not say that.
She said that. She straight up said that. Maybe I'm fluffing it up a little bit. But
it was a little fluffy.
No, but then it cuts into her saying, "Go down now." And then the video just stops. So to kind of fill in the blanks there, when she says "go down," she's pointing to a staircase that went down to the dressing area of the performers during ITD. And what I'm kind of assuming they're trying to mention here is that they're potentially going to bring an eliminated performer back. Is what I'm getting from this.
I think it's either that, or I think Deja may have some final judging
score?
power.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
We're going off of the clip that we are seeing at the end of this video. Again, it's not,
and this is where
it's not super clear.
We know nothing.
Yeah,
we literally know nothing.
If they bring someone back, I will thoroughly be shocked because I was not expecting that to happen.
No one told us there was going to be a comeback. No one told us there was going to be a twist at the end with
nothing like that.
So we don't know what any of this is.
I didn't even know Deja Sky was involved with the production.
Yeah, I thought she had listed out the criteria and that was it.
No, I didn't know. What I'm saying is I didn't even know she was going to do that.
Yeah,
I had no idea until we watched the first episode. I was like, oh my God, Deja Sky's on it. So who knows what that means? I guess we'll just have to watch the next episode of Into the Draglands on Wednesday on WERRRK.com's YouTube channel.
Yup. So thank you to our sponsor, Dr. Dennis Gross. I have been using the Hyaluronic Marine Melt-Away Cleanser religiously. It is so amazing.
The best.
Thank you to WERRRK.com and Chiffon Dior. Thank you to all the cast and crew that helped put this together at Badlands. And thank you to you, our listeners, and the viewers of Into the Draglands. None of this would mean anything if you didn't care. So we love and appreciate it.
Out of the Draglands.
I'm going to bed. Bye.